Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Imagine taking your very last breath. The world fades around you. The noise of life turns into silence. Darkness falls. You think it is the end of your story? But then, a light appears. It is not a tunnel to the afterlife. It is not a biological reaction. It is a boot sequence. You open your eyes. But something is different. You have no body. You feel no pain, no hunger, no cold. The heavy weight of gravity is gone. Yet, your thoughts, your memories, the very essence of what makes you you, is fully alive. You are floating inside a server, a ghost in the machine, swimming through billions of bytes of data. This is the promise of digital immortality. It is humanity's oldest fear, death, meeting our boldest technology. But is this actually possible? Or is it just a futuristic ghost story designed to sell us false hope? Welcome back. Today on Everything But Little Little, we are standing at the edge of the impossible. From the ambitious labs of Silicon Valley to advanced neuroscience centers in Europe, the goal is singular: to read the human brain like a hard drive. But to understand the challenge, we must look at the hardware inside your skull. Your brain is a biological machine of staggered complexity. It contains roughly 86 billion neurons. But that is just the beginning. Each of these neurons makes thousands of connections with others, creating trillions of synapses. To map this web would require a map more complex than the entire observable universe. It is a task so monumental that it makes landing on Mars look like child's play. Every memory you have, your first kiss, the smell of your childhood home, your deepest fears, they are not magic. They are physical. They are specific patterns of electrical signals firing between these neurons. The theory is simple. If we can map these signals, we can copy them. We are already seeing the first steps. Brain-computer interfaces, like those from Neuralink, act as a bridge. Today, they allow paralyzed patients to move a mouse with their minds or play chess telepathically. But tomorrow, the goal shifts to whole brain emulation. The idea of backing up your consciousness to the cloud, just like you back up your photos. But technology is the easy part. The real problem is philosophical, and it brings us to a terrifying wall. Let's assume the technology works perfectly in the year 2050. You walk into a clinic for the procedure. They scan your brain, atom by atom, neuron by neuron. They create a flawless digital twin. Now, imagine this. You die on the operating table, but simultaneously, your digital twin wakes up in the simulation. It has your memories. It remembers walking into the clinic. It remembers the fear. It thinks it is you. It screams. It worked. I am still here. But did you really survive? Think deeply about this. You, the biological entity on the table. Close your eyes. The lights go out for you, forever. You never wake up. The thing that wakes up in the computer is just a copy. It pays your bills. It talks to your family. It lives your life. But you are gone. It is a stranger with your face. This is the ship of Theseus' paradox applied to the human soul. If consciousness is just data, just a pattern, then the copy is you. But if consciousness is tied to your specific, continuous biological existence, then digital immortality is a lie. It is not life extension. It is just a way to leave a very convincing ghost behind for your loved ones, while you fade into nothingness. Science still cannot locate the source of consciousness. We know how the brain works, but we don't know why the experience of being alive feels the way it does. Until we solve this mystery, uploading your mind is the ultimate gamble with your existence. Let's take this scenario a step further. Let's say you take the gamble. You are uploaded. You have survived death. Where do you live now? Perhaps in a custom-made paradise. A simulation of your best memories, eternal youth, infinite knowledge. It sounds like heaven. But ask yourself, who owns the server? In the physical world, you have human rights. In the digital world, you are just lines of code. You are subject to the terms of service. Will you have to pay a monthly subscription to stay resolute? If your family stops paying the bill, does your resolution drop? Does your world become pixelated and slow? Now consider the horror of time perception. In a computer, time is relative to processing speed. If the simulation runs faster than reality, a single minute in the real world could feel like 1,000 years in your digital mind. Imagine being locked in a white void for a millennium, waiting for a technician to reboot the system. It would be a torture beyond human comprehension. What happens if the hosting company goes bankrupt? Do they delete you? What if a hacker infiltrates the system and alters your memories, changing who you are, or worse? Imagine a scenario where you cannot turn yourself off. Eternal life could easily become an eternal prison, a digital hell where you are conscious but powerless, trapped in a simulation you cannot control forever. Digital immortality might be the final test for our species. It promises to make us gods, conquering our only predator, time. Maybe we will never achieve it. Or maybe, in achieving it, we will lose the very thing that makes life precious. Its fragility. The fact that it ends. So, I leave you with this question. Think carefully before you answer. If I offered you a contract today, to upload your mind and live forever in the cloud, leaving your body behind, would you sign it? Or is death necessary for life to have meaning? Let me know your choice in the comments below. I read them all. If you want to explore more about the future of humanity, mysteries of the universe, and everything in between, make sure to subscribe to Everything But. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.